done. We come to a wildlife park. What's the name of the wildlife park, Tony?
Thrigby Hall.
Thrigby Hall Wildlife Park, near Great Yarmouth. Bit different to what you all expect on this channel, but who cares? It's my channel. I put on what I want.
1936 by Joshua Smith Esquire. It is probable that Thomas Ivory, who designed the Norwich Assembly Rooms, was the architect of the hall and the summer house. The grounds were laid out in the style of William III.
And that's a little bit of history courtesy of Google. Thank you very much, Google. Okay, this is where we are. Just showing you the sign now. You can come and have a look for yourself. According to form, they feed the tigers at 2 o'clock, so hopefully we'll be able to see that. Okay, well, now unfortunately we're looking through. 3 bars, but that's better. I don't know whether you can see some minor birds at the back. But there they are. They're actually good imitators and they talk a lot. And that's a little bit about the minor birds. Now we're going to have a look at an alligator.
Crocodile.
Or crocodile. Does he look mean or what?
That one keeps winking at me.
Oh, there's actually 2. There's one. And there's the other. I wonder what time to feed these. I think we're going this way. For the disabled, mammals with pushchairs and the old and infirm. That's me. This man, he's certainly a braver man than me. The Crocodile Whisperer. Oh, I've no intention of dropping it. And there's a baby one there. I think he's eager to get to the other side of the bridge. So we can eat these beauties. I don't know whether you can see the goldfish in the pond. Right. And over there, I don't know whether you can see it, that's a saltwater crocodile. Just under the bridge. And that's another one of my group, but you don't know it yet. I think we're heading towards the gift shop because apparently they're going to feed the tigers at 2 o'clock. And I do want to see that, and hopefully you do too. And the obligatory meerkat. Give yourself a little bit of a clean. Look at that, how cute are they? There you go, there's
Poke him, wake him up.
one over there, and there's 2 over there, one's snorting his head off. Gonna go and have a look at a what?
Warty pig.
A warty pig. We ain't bought no Dodger, no rich teas.
Oh.
You ain't gonna get much bacon off that, are you? Yeah, it's very tiny, but he's very cute. Say his name's Pumba.
Yeah.
He does it.
Timon and Pumba. Pumba's a warthog.
Pumba from
Lion King.
The Lion King. There you go. We've seen it in real life.
Warthog.
Actually, a Sumatran tiger. I do know how you guys love steps, and these are just wooden, but we'll be all right. Wooden steps with cracks in them, great. brilliant view of the tigers. Absolutely fantastic.
Well, I'm gonna make our way.
I'll let you go first and then. Yeah.
There you go. Look at them snoring their heads off.
They're walking on that, that's why you can't get up.
Yeah.
Look
This is a thingy duck.
That's cool.
Sure, you can go. Oh yeah, you can go back out. That's it, where you walk around a bit.
These are what we're seeing when we come in, aren't they?
Yeah, there's loads of these. They just find water and stuff, and watch them walking.
I don't know what them birds are.
There's not so much
I'll
here
certainly
to do.
try.
Try here first.
There's the clouded leopard. That's a little bit better. So there you go. Absolutely gorgeous creatures.
Kitty kitty.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Kitty.
It's scary. Never mind. Over probably 20-foot drop into a tiger enclosure. It's cool. All right, got all excited. I'm thinking it's feeding time in a few minutes. God, they look in hunting mode. And there's a braver lady than me, look. Just walking around there. Oh, here they go.
So just behind me over here we have our two Sumatran tigers, just off the fence just next to the Kubu. Kubu is our 11-year-old male, and then just behind us up on the platform, that's Dua. Dua is our 18-year-old female, so she's a little bit of an old cat now, which is why she's quite excited to come down to the yet. But to be fair, right at the moment they're not getting their main meal now, they're just getting a few little pieces just to snack. They get their main meal later on in the evening just before we go home. So today for them I've got them a little bit of chicken. Chicken is one of their favourites, one of the easiest for us to get hold of. So we try to vary their diet as much as possible. So a lot of the other food items that we give to them include rabbits and deer. They tend to eat the entire chicken, so they'll eat the head, the legs, the wings, all that sort of stuff. They will usually nick or defend off, and then take the tongue and allow them to do that. But with a deer and a rabbit, as we know, they tend to eat things like grass, hard matter, things like that to grow on. So usually with those sort of feed items, they tend to eat everything apart from the stomach. Really nice for us to clear up the next day, whereas with the chicken, not so much now. So as I said, they won't get their main meal until a little bit later on.
Look at that.
They'll get a few pieces now. So the lifespan of a Sumatran tiger is roughly around late teens to the 20s. So as I said, Dua is a little bit older now, so she's a little bit more stubborn. She doesn't want to do anything aggressive. It doesn't mean that she's any less feisty. We're not feeding her quick enough on food, then we certainly know about it. But Kubu, he definitely has a big old belly. He absolutely loves food and loves the dinner time, don't they? So this species, what's going on? What do you watch? What's going on? So these guys are actually the smallest species of tiger, the Sumatran, with the largest actually being the Ammo tiger, and they're actually around 50% bigger than these guys. But as Kubu will demonstrate in a minute, when they're on their hind legs, and they usually tower at about sort of 6 feet tall. So that behaviour as well that he demonstrates there, not only does it allow us to show just how tall he is, it also gives me a really good opportunity just to check underneath his body, make sure that he is nice and healthy. You can see all around his belly there, because you might have noticed we don't go in with these guys. A lot of people think that they might be paid because they do come over to us when we feed them, but as soon as we step foot in there, we just be a really interesting piece of food for them. So unfortunately in the wild these guys are incredibly endangered. There's an estimate of around 400 animals now are important in humans. So these guys are hunted for their fur and their bones as well. A lot of the time their bones are kept in tiny medicine, unfortunately. So it has meant that unfortunately their numbers are going down. Which is why they're so important to have in zoos for the moment, so we can look after the species and increase that number, so eventually we're hoping to be able to reintroduce that species into the wild. We're not expecting any youngsters from these two. Obviously Dura is that little bit older now, so we wouldn't just want to put that stress on her. But it doesn't mean that these guys aren't important within captivity. We're learning lots from them. These are really important centres for education and research as well as also having breeding programmes. So you're still just as important on the move.
How old was she?
So it's hard to tell really. She is 18 now. The lifespans usually are about 18 to 20. So she's a bit of an old cat, a little bit slower than what we do with. Looks like your average older cat. But she's, like I said, she's still feisty. She is still eating. She's just decided that up there is where she wants to sit for now. But she always eats her meal overnight. So it's hard to tell really. She is a little bit older, but hopefully she's got a little bit of time left with us.
Has she ever had cats?
I think she might have done. Thrigby has never been charged with so she's never had them here, and they've been here well over 2 years now. So Kubi's not getting on at this meet because this meet is also to do her, so he's definitely not getting too cautious. So what I'm going to do now is I am just going to step away just so he doesn't think that I am teasing him and tormenting him with carrying around his food. As I said, he will get his main meal later on. He just has to be a little bit more patient now. Oh, typical. She always does this. Now, what it means is that Kubi wants more food because she's not coming down. Good girl. Come on then. Come down. Say hello. Like I said, she just does things in her own time. Come on, Ruby, you need to chill out. Come on then, Doozy, come in. He's 11. So he's not particularly young, but he's not quite as old as Dura. Oh, I know. They get their main meal separately usually, so it gives her a chance to get that. It's just that little bit slower, so the big old scratch over here doesn't deal all of it. But you can snub it on her head. There we go. Yes, you do not. Very cheeky. Yes, you are a cheeky boy. He's so pretty. Really an entire chicken farm we have an opportunity to.
There you go, feeding time at the zoo finished. just filmed the tigers being fed. Awesome beast, really beautiful. Well, now I think we're going to go and have a look at the red pandas, maybe via the restaurant, because I do know I fancy a cup of tea or coffee. Hint, hint. Coffee? Tea? No. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, just a quick view of the house as I'm walking towards it. There's a plaque on the wall. We'll have a quick look at that. I think it's Georgian. Not sure. It looks Georgianish. But yeah, we'll have a look. And there's a little bit of info about it. If you need to read it, pause the video, that's all I can suggest. More angry crocodiles. There's a lot of crocodiles there. One in the water. One there. One there. Under the concrete there, I don't know whether you can see it. One over there.
You got this one.
Oh, and one here which we can only see through the cage. Don't know whether we can see that one just out there by the door. Under the leaves in the corner.
See, teeth.
Definitely got a crocodile smile. There you go, some porcupines. You must have seen the YouTube videos or the Facebook videos where a snake's eating them. And then they open their prize finds and that's it. Dead snake. And they're the fish the crocodiles are dying to get to.
Why do people put money in it?
I don't know.
Not wishing now.
I can't even see. Oh, I can just see them. Oh, those are reflection. Well, you can see in that cage book that pair is a Chinese stripe. Oh yeah, we can see it. Stripe nose, stripe what?
Striped neck turtle.
Chinese striped neck turtle there, moving his head about. A few more fishes, look. I was going to see if I can get that koi carp to stuck on my finger, because they sometimes do. But no.
We're back in the crocodile house.
Well, that's a bonus. We didn't expect to see the otters, didn't we? Yeah, they're out.
Oh, what's it got in his mouth?
It's got to leave. It's playing with it.
Oh, don't go in.
In and out, in and out.
Oh, hello, booty balls. Go for a swim.
Yeah, they're in. They're drinking.
Looks like they're having a nap. You stay there. I'm getting my phone out. No, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't hide, don't disappear. Okay.
Mind your way.
No.
There you go. I think the otters think it's feeding time.
Where goes, where goes, where goes, where goes?
You're right. It is feeding times.
Yeah, they know their time, bless them.
Oh, they're so cute.
Just that chicken fillets.
Yeah, they got chicken in there today, that's their favourite.
I think chicken is the staple diet of Muslims.
Right, make it for us. What do you want to see here?
There you go. Otters have just been fed.
Hello.
And they eat chicken. I thought otters were fish eating things, but never mind. Chicken's just as good. I'm going to call them red bum baboons. They keep feeding them. Everything, peppers, oranges. Cheese, bread.
Okay, so in here, these are our Silui's black-crested macaques. Now we have got a little group of six here, a bit of a hierarchy. So I'll tell you who's who and start at the top of the group. So dead centre there, the largest one out of all those, all the ones in here. That's our dominant male. His name is Tiny. That's Tiny in the centre, the biggest one of them all. At the back and front of him. Oh, there you go. At the back and to the right there, we have got our two females. Their names are Kiki and Domino. Now the easiest way to tell apart the girls is they have got the largest bums. Now at the moment, they are at their smallest stage. When they do get into breeding season, their bums swell to about 3 times the size they are at the moment. They do look pretty out of proportion, and it tends to be the female with largest bum is the one who gets to breed. So take that as you will. As they are at the moment, they are at their smallest stage. So then in the top left we have got the more teenage equivalent. His name is Winston, got named Lucas of the bunch. And then the two down by the water, now getting chased away, we have got Winston, we have got Phoebe and Hardy. Now after I've given these all their food, or at least their favourite pieces, I'll give that outside. The rest of the food I'll put in the shed. If you do give all their food out here, the birds will come and steal the rest once they kind of get bored of the best bits. So I'll put the rest of their food inside. Once I'm done down here, I'll make my way up. I'll feed Lloyd on the left hand side, our buffy gibbon. Then I'll feed our white-handed gibbons, Babby to macaques, seaman gibbons, all the way at the top, and then finally the red pandas too.
Do they go in the water?
No, so they hate the water basically. The only time you ever see them in there is really hot, or if one of them is kind of starting a fight and they lose, they will get pushed in the water. So that's the only time you'll see there. So the water's kind of a punishment really.
Didn't want that bit, it just took this away, did you see that?
Yeah. Right, okay, so that's all their favourite pieces. So I'll leave these guys to it. I'll quickly put their food in their shade and I'll make my way up and feed Lloyd on the left hand side there.
Want the banana? What is Yeah, the man gave him it.
Okay, so as you probably know straight away, he is very fussy, bless him. But in here, this is Lloyd, our Buff G Gibbon. Now, he is our most recent Gibbon, and currently, unfortunately, he is on his own. He has got a girlfriend on the way, but with COVID and Brexit and all that sort of stuff, it has been a little bit more difficult. So she's coming, he is doing fine, but hopefully it won't be too much longer, and he can have his girlfriend in it. But today, you know, she has gone straight for his banana. Most of the primates don't tend to love banana, it's not usually their first choice. The reason being they kind of get it every day, it's a little bit common, a little bit boring, and therefore not too exciting for them. But Lloyd here is a bit of an exception. Now with that banana, if you did watch, they do peel it slightly different to us. He makes a little bit of a mess of it, but usually they'll flip it upside down, bite the bottom off first, and then peel it down like we do. They tend to be quite good. He's a little bit messy. He tends to bite it in the middle and kind of tear it in too. But either way, he does get there eventually and get the peel off. Now, just like us, they won't eat anything that we wouldn't. So the peels they go on the floor, the skin of the orange, the stalk of grapes, they'll throw it all away. But they will, of course, eat all the other stuff.
Push that one away.
One in its feet, one in its hand.
So in here, these are our white-handed gibbons, also known as Lar gibbons. Now we have got a little bit of family. So I'll start with Dad. So sitting in the box up there, the darkest colour of all of them, that is Dad. His name is Sam. Sitting on the rope in front of him, we have got Mum. Her name's Jovi. Now sitting beside on the left-hand side back there, that's the elder sibling. His name is Griffin. Next to him, we've got the youngest sibling. His name is Spudge. And then sitting over on the rope to the right, we've got the middle-aged sibling, and his name is Oreo. Now in this area, these guys haven't got anything too unusual. They've got their fruit and veg, which you usually expect. Other than that, you may know some of the other ones that have bread. That stuff does come from the cafe. Anything they don't sell, don't move on, bring it to us, and then these guys will polish it off. They don't love it, but they will tuck into it eventually. They do also usually get eggs. They haven't got any today. But they do love their eggs. Now in the wild, they would actually eat them too. They are of course omnivores. And they'll go around raiding nests, kind of picking the eggs out and biting into those. Now in here we do give them boiled, just because otherwise they lose them all over the floor. But yeah, so they do love those. Now they will also catch birds. So in the wild, if they are really hungry, they'll snatch birds out of the trees. In here, the only reason they really do it is a bit more playing than anything. So they'll kind of grab the bird out of the air and they'll pass it around the group. Unfortunately for the bird, it's not too pleasant, but they quite enjoy it. If they are really hungry, they will eat that too.
Seems to be their favourite.
Yeah, grapes tend to be the favourite kind of amongst all of them really. It's often the first choice. If the grapes aren't around, they like their dates and prunes. But yeah, they tend to be the first choice.
Now we're going to look at some feeding the red pandas, hopefully, wherever that one has just vanished to. Did it go? There it is.
Oh, he's so gorgeous. Oh, I'm following the man. I'm following the man.
This is where we get to see some.
Somewhere. It's not a dog. It's a panda.
I can't even see it. I don't even know whether I've got it in.
Are they coming down? He's a shooter.
Red pandas.
Looking at you. Oh, I won. Right at the bottom, so jump.
What is it doing? Can't get out.
Okay, so she's a little bit less sociable today. But in here, these are red pandas. We have got the two. So the one right here, this is our female, her name is Inia, and she's around about 7 years old. And then up here, looking down on me, we have got our male, his name is Bamba, he's about 13 years old, so he's a little bit older. However, he is a little bit more nervous. He likes to kind of play it safe and sit up in the tree just while I'm in here. Usually once I hop out, he'll come back down and back in, but just while I'm in here, he is a little bit nervous, bless him. The reason for that is about a month and a half or so ago, we did have a little one in here. Her name was Mika. She got to about a year and a half old, and she's since gone to Budapest to go have another male and hopefully start her own little family, have her own little cubs. But just while Mika was in here, we didn't particularly want any more little ones because it would complicate it just a little bit. So during their breeding season, we'd have to take the male out and then move him back in. He wasn't particularly fond of that, and because we'd have to catch him up a little bit, he's not particularly fond of me anymore. So just to play it safe, he does sit up there, but once I hop out, it will usually come down and tuck in. We'll see if he's going to be brave today. But anyway, in here these guys have got some bamboo. Bamboo is their absolute favourite. Bamboo is their absolute favourite. They do get their main meal in the morning, that's their bananas, apples, pears, that sort of stuff. But bamboo is what they love. Because they love bamboo so much, that's where they get the second part of their name from, the panda part. Of course, they look nothing like giant pandas, and they're not even related. They do both just love bamboo. Other than that, they are far more closely related to raccoons, as you can probably tell from their long straight tail, and their very raccoon looking face. Now the thing I get asked most about these is, can they get out? You manage some of the branches, they do go over your heads, however they're not particularly great jumpers. Although they are brilliant at climbing, they have only got short little legs, and therefore a jump like that is absolutely massive to them, so they do just stay where they are. Anyways, I'll hop out, hopefully I'll give Dad a bit more confidence to come down, I'll give him a moment to see what he's up to, and after that I'll carry on the primates, I'll go around the corner, feed the crab eating the cats, and then see him and Gibbons after that.
And that is the male of the pandas. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic.
What's happened to their tails?
So in here, these are two females. They are actually both rescues, so they're both found in another country in a park together. And we believe they're kept as pets in not the best conditions. So you may actually did notice. We've got a female at the back with a few inches on her tail. Her name is Istri, and then the female close to us here with no tail at all, bless her, her name is Asin. Now, being kept as pets in not the best conditions, there are a few reasons they could have lost their tail. Of course, it could have been docked, however, being at different lengths, that was quite unusual. They could have fought and lost their tails, or they could have actually gnawed them off themselves, bless them. So these girls won't have their tails anymore. In the wild, it would be quite a disadvantage, quite a problem for them. But in here, with no predators, no real reason to move too fast. You probably wouldn't even notice by their movement, but in the wild, it would definitely be a bit of an issue for them. Now, being pets, being not kept particularly well, and not particularly fond of people getting too close to them, so you will see them kind of stare at me, show me their teeth. They have calmed down quite a bit. They are just a little bit nervous, so if you don't make eye contact with them when you're close to them, they tend to be fine. But if you kind of catch eyes, they're not particularly happy about that.
How long have they been here?
Quite a while now, longer than me, so you say that much. So probably around about 7 years, maybe.
It must be quite a thing to take them on, because presumably when you took them on, you knew they couldn't mix with others.
Yeah, so they did actually come with a male. He was also a rescue, I believe, found with him. He did, we think, get quite elderly. Of course, their ages are a little bit varied because we can't tell exactly how old they are. But so he did pass. So his name is Barani. They were fine with him. But since then, it would be very, very difficult to put another one in with them, and we can't breed them because we don't know their bloodline. So, unfortunately, it will be just these two girls now.
And do they need each other? So, like, when one goes, will you then have an issue? Or?
They do get a little bit stressed if one of them's in the shed and the other one's out. They'll sit out here calling. So I'd imagine that they do prefer to stay together. So yeah, unfortunately, it is a little bit of a difficult situation. We'll just have to see how it goes. So these ones. Oh, sorry. No, sorry.
How long are their tails normally?
So the tails are usually about 1.5 foot long, so they are quite a bit shorter than they would usually be, especially having no tail and only a few inches. So these guys do have their favourites too. You may notice it's not exactly the same as the rest of them. The other ones do like their grapes and prunes and bananas really. These ones are a little bit different. They do like their seeds and their pips and all that sort of stuff. So you may see with a melon, they tend to eat the seeds straight away. With the apple, they'll pick through that and take the pips out. And all that sort of stuff. Sunflower seeds, budgie seeds, and even the seeds in the bread. They'll go through that and they'll pick out all their favourite pieces. Now, of course, being crab eating macaques in the wild, they would eat crabs too. They don't have them here. I did mention you do give them eggs, and these guys do crack into them almost exactly the same. So with a crab, they'd flip it upside down, press on both corners, crack it in half, and then go for their favourite bits. With these ones, they put an egg on a hard surface, press on the corners, crack it in two, and then they tend to go straight for the yolk. That's their favourite bit. The white, they're not quite so fussed about.
Why don't you feed them crab?
We just don't have it. we could try feeding them crab.
Chroma.
Yeah, exactly. We will have to go grab some and see how they do.
They were at the pier and everyone's thinking, pulling them up left, right, and centre.
Yeah, I have been meaning to. So I hope they'll get some soon and see how they go. But as of yet, we're yet to try. Yeah. So anyways, I'll leave you to it. Now we have got our final two sea mangs over here waiting very patiently.
He wants to put his hand in and get what he wants.
Let me pick. Let me pick.
Okay, so up here, our final ones, these are sea man gibbons. Now we have got two as you can tell. We've got a male on the left and then a female on the right. So the male on the left here, his name is Si. He does tend to be a bit more bossy than she does. He sits on the table, of course, guards his food, tends to be first choice. And on the right hand side here, we have got Blossom. Now Blossom is not quite so friendly. You may see she will reach out to me occasionally. It's not a big deal. She's just very, not the friendliest of the monkeys. She will pinch and grab hair, and if you've got a ponytail, she loves that. So luckily I haven't got one of those. But anyway, keep a distance from her just a little bit. There she goes. So, if you have been here before, or do live locally, or were here earlier, you would have heard these guys calling. These ones are the loud ones. Good girl. These ones are the loud ones. The reason being, under their chin there, they've got a bit of loose skin. That's their throat sac, and when they do go to call and howl, that'll inflate about the same size as their head, and when they do loud that calls, all their air echoing around, you hear about 1.5 to 2 miles away. So if you live in Philby down the road, you'll hear that every single morning. Now these guys do at least one call every single day, and they will occasionally do one in the afternoon as well. It's not anything to do with food, it's just a bit of a territory call. Of course, we have got the sea man gibbons up here, the white-handed gibbons in between, and then the buff-cheek gibbon down the bottom, and they kind of all call over each other, and it tends to be the loudest. No one knows. The loudest is one who wins if one put like that, but no matter the outcome, they do it the next day anyway. Great.
Do you have a vet that sort of looks after all the animals, or do you have people who are specialists in cats and specialists in gibbons and things?
No, so there is one vet kind of in charge. She is very high up though, so she does know kind of most things about everything really. Yeah. The bigger zoos may have specific vets. I believe they do just have one kind of head vet, and they'll go from there. But yeah, the same vet that works on these works on the big cats and the crocodiles and really everything. I think her specialty is reptiles, but she's very good for really everything. No?
You can get really close in here. Look at that for a glorious creature. Absolutely beautiful. And then there's one there. Licking its butt. Gorgeous creatures either way. This what we're looking at now is an Amur leopard. Absolutely gorgeous creature.
Oof. He's done for the day.
There's one in this enclosure there. One in this enclosure here. And one in this enclosure up there.
Hello. Look at that leg.
And now one more last look at the meerkats, and that's me done for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't really care. Thank you very much.